Trump Derangement Syndrome has been spreading.
Yo, there's hella people here and I smell you the most out of anybody.
You're welcome.
No, not welcome. You stink.
Yeah, aren't you?
With our blessed mother.
Why are you talking to me like that with our blessed mother on your neck?
Because I'm an American and I believe in defending our country.
I'm talking about our blessed mother.
Oh, because this is what I believe in as well.
Yeah, what does Catholicism teach about how you treat other people?
So because you see this, you assume I'm assigning with Catholic?
Yes.
You don't, yeah, that's crazy. That's an assumption.
Who is she?
This is a part of, I don't have to explain to you.
Who is on your necklace?
This is Guadalupe.
Yes. And what is she a symbol of?
Why do I have to explain that to you?
Just wondering.
She's a symbol of Catholicism.
Yeah. Catholicism.
Catholicism.
Yeah, and people would assume if you're wearing your Blessed Mother, which is a Catholic symbol, especially Our Lady of Guadalupe, that you are a Catholic.
That's an assumption. What do they say about assumptions? Why are you making an assumption?
Is that not a fair assumption?
That's a fair assumption. Is it a wrong assumption? Yeah.
Okay, so if you're not Catholic, why are you wearing that?
Because I believe in certain parts of different religions. No hate, no fear. Immigrants are welcome here. No hate, no fear. Immigrants are welcome here. Shame.
Another one of those videos.
Shame! Shame! Shame!
Let's just roll the tape and go. What did you just do?
Shame! Shame!
This is the typical response from somebody with this illness, yelling and screaming. It's sad and funny at the same time.
If you throw a brick, a firebomb, or point a gun at one of our deputies, we will be notifying your family where to collect your remains at, because we will kill you graveyard dead.
They definitely weren't messing around, and either were the protesters after that warning.
So there's this condition called Trump Derangement Syndrome, and every single Democrat has this.
Trump Derangement Syndrome, anything with Trump's name attached to it, Democrats will automatically pre-hate no matter what it is.
Trump Derangement Syndrome is stage 5, no vaccine, no cure, no therapeutic.
Right. It's a horrible, horrible terminal disease. It destroys the mind before the body, but the body eventually goes.
Republican lawmakers in Minnesota want to, here in the state, add Trump Derangement Syndrome as an official mental illness.
The bill aims to change our state's definition of mental illness to include a form of criticism of the current president.
TDS is real, and it seems to be affecting people's ability to think clearly, as you're going to see throughout these clips.
So this morning, President Trump letting those anti-ICE protesters know he's had enough.
Donald Trump posting, quote, "We must expand efforts to detain and deport illegal aliens in America's largest cities, such as LA, Chicago, and New York, where millions of illegal aliens reside. I have directed my entire administration to put every resource possible behind the effort and reverse the tide of mass destruction migration."
So the costumes and the rainbow flags didn't work. He's actually stepping it up. Great job, guys.
Chants, crowds, and collective outrage. Protesters flooded the Maroney to say no kings.
We have to fight. We have to resist. Resist.
The protest Saturday morning joined thousands like it all across the country. According to the No Kings website, there were marches in nearly every state stretching from Florida to Alaska. The one in New Orleans looped around Decatur with a clear message of resistance against President Trump and his administration.
No ICE! No KKK! No racist USA!
They are disregarding court mandates. They're disregarding congressional mandates. They just seem to be operating as if the checks and balances did not exist.
The protests, of course, took on the mood of any other typical New Orleans parade, with music, dancing, and costumes likely reworked from Mardi Gras, but with more defiance in the air than what you'd see during Carnival.
I'm so angry that the Trump administration has allowed these billionaires to rape and pillage our governmental money to take to their own pockets.
The protests here in New Orleans and others like it all across the country come this same day President Trump is hosting a military parade up in D.C. The event is scheduled to commemorate the Army's 250th anniversary and has been in the works for nearly 2 years. A parade was just added earlier this year.
You're cutting veterans benefits, health care benefits, school programs.
The protest ended in Washington Square Park, where organizers and community leaders urged people to take action.
A lot of good exchange of ideas and information, and really coming together as a community to defend our democracy.
And even as the crowd dispersed, those who marched say the fight is far from over.
We shall overcome.
In New Orleans, Alyssa Curtis, WWL, Louisiana.
It's amazing that people can think it's racist to deport somebody who's not supposed to be there in the first place. That's not racism. And another thing, if you want people to take you seriously, don't dress up in costumes. TDS also seems to be very common with reporters.
It's time for Lefties Losing It. Let's start with this White House reporter learning an important lesson from Caroline Levitt.
So if there were peaceful protests on Saturday for the military parade, President Trump would allow that?
Of course the president supports peaceful protests. What a stupid question. Raquel.
Thank you so much, Caroline.
It even spread to Canada.
Large-scale protests took place across North America opposing Donald Trump's policies and his military parade in Washington, D.C., which also coincides with the president's birthday. Here in Vancouver, outside the U.S. consulate building, hundreds of protesters from both sides of the border joined in.
I'm on a cruise with my family in Alaska, and I was glad that we got here off the ship in time to protest today.
I'm actually visiting from North Carolina, USA, and so my family and I are very against everything that Donald Trump, Elon Musk, the U.S. government has been doing.
Protesters were calling out the Trump administration's attacks on Canadian sovereignty, the heightened tensions in the Middle East, and the U.S. government's controversial ICE raids.
Stop this theater in Los Angeles with the troops and the Marines. You are out of your mind, and it's going to get somebody killed.
My brother is demonstrating this morning in Torrance, California. He says it's the third demonstration he's been to.
Trump's deployment of the National Guard in Los Angeles in response to protests against immigration raids and deportations has sparked outrage and instilled fear. Sue Haley was born in the U.S. but has lived in B.C. since the 70s. She says she's worried for her family's safety south of the border.
Stick to what he said about taking out criminals, but not hard-working, law-abiding, tax-paying people.
Many Americans who made the trip across the border say the relationship between Canada and the U.S. will likely never be the same again.
I'm not sure where the future is going from here, but I don't want y'all to be our 51st state.
Other anti-Trump protests were held at Jackpool Plaza, as well as the Vancouver Art Gallery with a similar turnout and messaging. In Vancouver, Joe Sadowski, City News.
These liberals were completely brainwashed by the government-funded CBC. Elbows up. How's that working out for you? If you made it this far, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.